Hi, everyone. My name is Anthony Caruso III, and I am the publisher of the Capital Sports Report. I am also joined by Bridgeport Motorsports Park owner Doug Rose, and we're going to mainly talk about tomorrow's big event, the High Limit Racing Series coming to Bridgeport Motorsports Park in Swedesboro, New Jersey tomorrow. Welcome to the show, Doug.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Doug, how did the high limits with Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson, this race come about? Did they reach out to you or did you reach out to them?
They reached out to me. My wife and my kids. We had just finished our Street Stock Nationals race, and we headed up to Pennsylvania to buy a camper off one of our Street Stock guys that sells campers. And just about when we were pulling in, the phone rings from Kyle's agent, is who I typically deal with other stuff. They given me a call, and it was the three of them on a four-way call with me, and they want to know if I was interested in a high limit race.
How long did it take you to seal the deal to confirm the race for tomorrow?
We pretty much sealed the deal in that conversation. They were interested in Bridgeport, and obviously we were interested in the race. At that time, we just didn't really confirm what date we would run. It was just more or less that was such the early stages. They were mainly just trying to put together their 12 tracks that they were going to run at, and we were honored that they chose us. 12 tracks across the whole country, and we're one of them. So I thought that was really really big for Bridgeport.
Yes. Like you said, this is a huge opportunity for your track to be spotlighted not only here locally in New Jersey, but also on Flow Racing, a national audience that you might not always get. You had earlier this year, you had the All Stars come in,
Right.
and then you had the unfortunately rain cancel the USAC race. But could you talk about this huge opportunity with Brad Sweet and Larson's crew coming in with Flow Racing as well, spotlighting your track and this opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can, you know, team up with Kyle and Brad and be a part of something of the magnitude that they put together here, it's just it puts your track at at a whole different level and put your track in front of a lot of eyes. We do broadcast our events weekly on Flow, so our weekly racing is on Flow. So we're pretty familiar with them guys. But to the audience that you're going to have with a high limit race is going to be very big.
The other day for the High Limit Series, they brought out a very special guest, and they had a podcast with the uh, Dirty Mo Media, I think it is, with Dale Jr. Hosting a podcast at the event. What was your thoughts on that?
We thought we would one up them and have Anthony Caruso III do a podcast with him. So that's what we're doing. Obviously it was very cool for Dale to do that with the high limit, and again, it just puts it at another level, And whenever you can do something with Dale, it's big, and you can just hear the awe in the interviewers that interviewed him. Even when Kyle speaks of him, you can tell Kyle looks up to him, and same with Brad and all of us. I mean, Dale has really put himself at a real high level in the racing world. He's a great ambassador of the sport.
Yes, and it's not only with NASCAR, but he's also done other things like with the iRacing and getting the track scanned to put him on the
Right.
video game. And then he also was a key figure in bringing North Wilkesboro Speedway back.
Right.
And he's also done other things with um, dirt tracks as well, and the Cars tour. So he does a lot.
Yeah.
My nephew said he's actually going to be there with the Grasso team tomorrow.
Oh, very good. Very good. Yeah,
We talked about that beforehand.
yes, we're glad to have Brandon racing with us tomorrow night.
We talked about this being a huge opportunity, but about an hour or so south from your facility is Dover Motor Speedway, and now at least once a year the NASCAR stars come to that facility, and one of those stars is Kyle Larson, the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champion. He is going to be racing at Bridgeport tomorrow. Casey Kane, a former NASCAR driver, will likely potentially be there tomorrow. What's it like bringing these two stars with the other sprint car stars to your facility? Because not only do you get your regular fans, now you're going to attract the NASCAR fans as well.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's just like you said earlier, it's just a great opportunity for the racetrack to have Kyle, not only be racing at our track, but promoting that he's racing at our track, and letting all his NASCAR fan base know he's going to be here. And anytime you got somebody like that, and same with Casey Kane. I mean, Casey's got a great following as well, and with them guys being here and putting it out on their social media and letting all their Cup fans know they're here, just gives us another opportunity to showcase what we have, which is another great reason for us to have the modifieds on tomorrow night, which is our headline division.
Yes, and I don't want to forget Brad Sweet because he was also a NASCAR driver back in the day too.
That's correct. Yes. Brad is
I
not
don't
racing.
remember that.
Yeah, I did forget about it, but you're all right. I do recall now. He was here today, helping get things situated, get things together, and yeah, no, we had a nice time together today. So
Is he staying in like a motorhome at your facility?
no, he's at a hotel somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. On the email that you sent me on Thursday, you mentioned that you're going to have several drivers with their merchandise, and one of them is Rico Abreu coming and racing tomorrow, and you're going to have other sprint car stars as well. We talked before began this. One of the drivers who will likely come back tomorrow was Tyler Courtney. He
Yes.
won your All Star event earlier this year in May, and he's more than likely coming back tomorrow. With this high limit series, you attract a lot of big name sprint car drivers as well.
Right.
You talk about getting them also to your facility as well because they may not been able to race at your facility before.
The other sprint car drivers. I'm sorry. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, like I don't know if Rico has been to your
Yeah,
facility before,
Rico.
but some have
Rico.
and some
Yeah.
may not. So it'd be like a first time for them as
I
well.
don't think Rico's been here. Now that you say that, I don't think he was here for either of our um, any of our other shows. Now that I recall, but most of the other guys have been here. Tyler's been here, obviously. Corey Eliason, almost all your main PA posse guys, Dietrich, Marks, Pack Raymer. They're all going to be here. Reinhardt, um, all the guys there. That's probably another ticket sale there. The phone just keeps ringing all day long. It'll go to voice.
Oh, you're at the track right now?
Yeah, yeah, we're here right now. I'm gonna stay over. I'll stay here tonight. Yeah, I've been here since Thursday. I had a big small car event on our quarter mile track all weekend, and I just figured I needed to stay today, finish setting things up, and we'll rock and roll tomorrow.
I don't know if one of the PA posse members. You talked about PA posse members.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if one of the PA posse members, even though he's from Pennsylvania.
Podcast. Sorry, one of my guys that are out doing the track just stepped in. Say it again.
Um, I know he's from Pennsylvania. I don't remember if he's still a PA posse member, but I believe he was. He's taking a break right now. Anthony Macri.
Yes,
I don't know if he's gonna be racing tomorrow. He was
Anthony
with
here
his
tomorrow.
family's team, and then he stepped away, and I
Right.
don't know what
Yeah,
what really happened there. He caught it a break, so I don't know if there was
right.
some issues or what happened.
Yeah. Now
Uh,
Anthony will be here tomorrow. He runs really well here. He's always fast, and I believe he's in the 71 car, Bernie's car. So he'll run that tomorrow night. Anthony's one of the high rollers. I don't think he's missed an all star yet, a high limit race yet this year. So he's up there in the points, and yeah, he'll be there in the 71, and I believe Justin Sanders will be in the 39 tomorrow.
oh, not Lance Louise.
No, Justin's been running that for the high limit stuff, and Lance had been running it around home.
Oh, okay, because I know Lance did like Eldora for them after.
Yeah, that was when that when they first split there, and they kind of needed somebody in a hurry. And then I kind of put together the deal with Justin, and then Lance on the local stuff. So
Yeah, Justin Sanders in 39M. He's ninth in the points right now. A lot of the drivers for tomorrow, they're like all over the place, like California, India. I'm looking
oh
at it
yeah,
right. They're all over the place, and to get them to come, even I don't know if this guy's one guy is actually in from Fargo, North Dakota. Tim Eastonson.
yeah. I'm not sure where's he at in points.
Dead last, 60th.
Uh, he
He
probably
got 60
he
points.
probably just ran one event, one or two events. He
Uh,
probably ran something close to home. You know what I'm saying? Probably when they ran a race in North Dakota or something nearby.
okay. But
Pretty
there's
much
one guy.
everybody got there in the top 10, top 15 will be here. Probably the top 15, top 20. Um, that's what I would expect.
Okay. You
Yeah,
mentioned Danny Dietrich, and he's 17th.
yep. Danny will be here. We'll have his merchandise trailer here tomorrow night. He's all set to go.
Do you know if Kyle Reinhardt
Yep.
will be here? Because he's from the only one from New Jersey I see on
Yeah.
the list.
Yeah. Kyle will be here in the 45. Yep. The car has been running there lately.
Outside of the the sprint cars for tomorrow with the high limits,
Mm-hmm.
you have advertised the modifieds, and it was an invite only for the modifieds. And before we begin this, you talked about you, Brad, and Kyle had hinted at bringing modifieds in to keep the fans entertained while the sprint cars are off getting repairs and while they're not on the track. So could you talk about your modifieds and
Right.
the invite only class for them tomorrow?
Yeah, I had said to Kyle and Brad that I felt the modified because we're a modified track. That's our headline division. It was important to have them, but at the same time, this is supposed to be a high limit race, and that's what you're showcasing at the high limit. So we didn't want to saturate the event and have just say 50 modified show up, and we're sitting there with 5 heats and 2 consolation events. So when we talked about it to make it work and keep the event within a nice window, a 3 hour window or whatnot, we figured we'd do an invitation only, keep it to about 24, 26, 27 cars, something where we would run 3 heats and no B main, no consolation, go right into a feature. So um, that's the plan for tomorrow night. They'll have their warm ups, they'll run their heats in between stuff. Their feature event will be after the sprint car feature. So folks that want to stay and watch the modified event at the end will stay, and some will try to beat the traffic and roll on out. So
Do
we have a
you,
we have a nice field of modifieds coming, that's for sure. Very nice field.
being that you have the feature after the high limit feature,
Mhm.
do you think you talked about some may head out and some may stay? Do you think that the crowd may stay for
They'll
the
stay.
the modifieds?
They'll stay. Three-quarters of the crowd will stay for sure. We typically have the modifieds on for all our national touring events, whether it's the All Stars, USAC, Outlaws, whatever it is, and most of the fans stay. Yeah, they
Okay.
want to see those things roar around the track, and they're pretty impressive.
Have you been? Um, can you confirm some of the names for the modifieds who will be there tomorrow?
Kind of actually have a list right here. Our track champion Jordan Watson will be here. Um, New Egypt's runner-up, second in points there is Billy Pouch Jr. He's coming. We've got Joseph Watson, Neil Williams, Bunting, Laubach, Cal Ross, a lot of our top guys. Some travelers, Buffalino, Grasso, Buck, Gooler, they'll all be here. I mean, it's a very nice rounded field of race cars, a lot of talent. Um, it's going to be a great show.
You talked about Billy Pouch Jr. and some of the New Egypt people. I
Mhm.
know when you had the All Star event there, Billy Pouch Jr. was one of the drivers who raced uh, that event, but
Yeah,
I don't think he did very well. I think he was like towards the end of that field.
yeah, I don't recall what happened, but Billy and I go back a long. I know Billy since he was a little kid. He supports all my special events. He's been my I own Action Track in Pennsylvania. He runs with me weekly there in the Speedsters, and he's been our track champion there for a number of years. He's bringing out a what is it, a breast cancer awareness car this week. So it's a pretty cool looking car. It's going to be a pink theme with his number one on it.
Speaking of breast cancer awareness, do you know of any other drivers who are doing that for tomorrow night?
I do not. I just Billy had just happened to send me some graphics on it when we were talking about the event. So I do not know anyone else doing that.
Oh, okay. Because a lot of teams, a lot of um, even NASCAR drivers, drag racers,
Right.
uh, they usually go pink for October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
Right.
to educate people about the causes, to get people to know more about it. So for Billy to do that, that's pretty cool that you have
Yeah.
a small time dirt racer to do that when a lot of big people usually do that.
Right. Yeah.
Name teams.
Yeah. It's really cool because it's not cheap to letter up them race cars, and for him to put on a new body and letter it up, that really shows a class act for sure.
Yeah, probably a couple $1,000,
For easy,
right?
easy. Yes. Easy.
Or probably more than that.
Yeah.
Um, Before we began, you said 30 or 40 sprint cars for tomorrow. Majority of the travelers racing, and you said huge PA posse. So it's gonna be a very exciting field that you have for tomorrow, and we'll see how everything unfolds with who wins and with the high limits and the modifieds, and
Right.
it's going to be an exciting night for you and a huge opportunity, like we began, to have this high limit series to come to Bridgeport Motorsport Park.
Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be we got great weather for a change. We've really struggled with weather this year, but we have it's 80 degrees and sunny tomorrow, so it's gonna be a beautiful day, and we still have tickets available. We did sell out all of our reserve seating, so the reserve seating is sold out, but we have plenty of general admission, and then of course you get the pit passes at the track.
For those that may not know, Doug, how can they purchase tickets?
They can go on our website at bridgeportmotorsportspark.com. Just click the ticket link on the top of the page, and that'll just take you right into ticketing. You'll see the high limit stuff there. And like I said, we have general admission tickets still available, but the reserve seating has been sold out.
On the flyer, it says that gates will open 4 p.m. if they're going tomorrow because you're expecting a pretty big crowd, what time do you think that they should get there and avoid the traffic?
I mean, if they're here by, you know, between 3 and 4, that's plenty as far as the early birds go. You won't be too much traffic. You know, most of your crowd is going to start rolling in at that 4 and 5, and we'll go on track till 6. Most races, you open 1 hour before you go on track, so we went with 2 just to give a nice window for people to show up, so they're not all coming at once. So you're not slammed in traffic trying to get into the facility.
Yes.
Makes it a little easier on our ticketing girls too to have 2 hours worth of the window rather than jam everybody in 1 hour.
Yes, because it's like you said, spreads everything out, and
Right.
it would be easier. For those that do not know, Bridgeport Speedway is a short distance away from Philadelphia International Airport, also from the Philadelphia area, the Pennsylvania Northeast Pennsylvania area, New Jersey, Central Jersey, South Jersey, also close to Delaware, and may even get some maybe people some from Maryland or some other states that coming. Have you seen ticket wise if there's people outside of our tri-state area that's coming tomorrow?
Well, pretty much all the states you just mentioned will be here. The PA, New York. I expect some people from New York. Some people said they're traveling 4 or 5 hours coming down south, so I assume they're coming
Oh
from New York.
wow.
Yeah, and then of course Maryland. From our pre-sales, we've seen Maryland, obviously Delaware. You'd expect that. Maryland's a little bit of a not that big of a hike, but we don't get a lot of Maryland people. So yeah, I doubt. I think those would be the states you get. I doubt you'd have anybody rolling in from Ohio. That's pretty much 5 6 hours. But yeah, and we got a wide range of people coming in from what we've seen with our pre-sales.
Do you know if like the some of the people that are coming from a far distance have been at your facility before for like the other sprint car races?
No, I would say most probably haven't, but they've seen us on flow, so they know what they're in for. They've seen the high banks, the slide jobs, and just the way this racetrack races. So, I'm sure they want to see these guys on this track. So it puts on some great events for sure. Then of course you got the fans that are coming that are just NASCAR fans that are here to see Kyle. That most of those will be coming from the nearby area. Like you said, we're only 15 minutes from Philly, so it's a big metropolitan area to draw fans from. And there's a lot of NASCAR fans. I know people say NASCAR's dying, but it ain't dying. They're just watching it on TV. So there's a lot. I watch all my Cup races every week. So
Yeah, they say that a lot about motorsports. They even said that about drag racing. And uh, 2 weeks ago, I was at Maple Grove Raceway, and they said that drag racing is dying, and
mhm.
they put in probably I don't know 20, 30,000 people in there for back to back days almost. And you're talking about drag racing dying and motorsport
Yeah,
dying. It's just like
right. You
insane.
see, I mean, you do see that the crowds look less at the venues, but it's because we all have so much more to do. It's just easier to catch it on TV at home. You still go to your games with your kids during the day, and so many kids are on traveling sports these days, and just so many things to do. So, they don't get to, Dover or Watkins Glen or whatever, but they're watching the race on TV for sure. The
Yes.
ratings are up, and they're signing new contracts right now with their TV deals, and they're up there in numbers, so the ratings are there.
Yes. Well, I know that the NASCAR deals were expiring. I don't know if they re-upped the yet, but I know that it's coming, and it's probably going to be with Fox and NBC again. Probably for humongous money opportunities for
I
those
think you'll see I think
insane.
you'll see some streaming in there.
Yeah,
You
I know about that. That's coming in
see the
2025.
stuff, and they just signed a deal for one of them. Which one did it? Xfinity.
Is
Xfinity
Xfinity
did the
the
CW network.
streaming deal with 2025?
Yep, they did the CW network. So there's a network that you wouldn't think would pick up but that just tells you that the numbers are there, and they feel it's a good audience for them to fill whatever spot they're trying to fill.
Yes. Well, finally, Doug, I know you said you got a lot going on and you got tickets and everything, so I don't want to take a whole bunch more of your time because you got a lot of work there to do before tomorrow.
And some
But
sleep.
what are your final thoughts on tomorrow's big event before we close out here? Because I know you got to get going back to
Right.
operate, doing stuff for tomorrow.
No, I mean we're just really excited here for it. It's gotten a lot of attention. It's gotten a lot of traction. We're very happy with our pre-sales, and we're loaded up on food in our walk-in freezers and coolers, and plan on selling a lot of food. And I'm sure the teams plan to sell a lot of merchandise, and we want to put on a great event. Kyle will be here signing autographs and stuff. If you're in the pits, I'm sure he'll be glad to take care of that while we're in the pits. We do open the pits at the end of the night once we're done with racing, and Kyle's one that will stay around, and Rico will stay around, and you'll be able to see all the stars there. Most of your top guys are going to stay around and do autographs, and obviously try to push some of their merch, and but we're just looking forward to a fun, exciting event.
We just talked at the end of the night, the drivers signing. You talked about the sprint car drivers, and that could probably be done around give or take probably about 10:30 ish.
Now, our goal is to be done in the 9 o'clock hour. 9:30.
9 p.m.
We want to be done before 10. We try to. That's why again we limited the modifieds. Brad and I talked about that quite a bit today. The goal is to be done between. The goal is to be done at 9:30. So we should be shooting between 9:30 and 10, and get people out here. It is a Tuesday night. You want to get them out at a reasonable hour and put on a good event and let them go home.
Yes. Well, thank you for your time today, Doug. I will see you tomorrow at the race. Again, tomorrow, the High Limit Series, Sprint Car Series, is coming to Bridgeport Motorsports Park. Gates open at 4 p.m. for this event. If you would like to purchase tickets, go to Bridgeport Motorsports Park. There's a ticketed tab that you can purchase tickets on. I will be covering the race tomorrow. I will also be photographing, doing photos tomorrow. So, and you're going to have a lot of media there as well, probably
Sure.
um, doing this. So, it's going to give you guys a lot of publicity to help not only for this event, but hopefully put on more events like this in the future.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Outside of being on Facebook Live and YouTube Live right now, this um, podcast is going to be uploaded to Rumble, BitChute, and Spotify for podcasters in the coming days. Thanks again for your time, Doug.
Thank you. Have a great night. Appreciate it.